Hello everybody and welcome back to the apiary. I am back today to make an inspection, and hopefully, if the conditions are right, I expect to be able to make a split into a second hive, and also be able maybe to add a honey super before I leave today. So there is a lot of activity, a lot of bees flying around today, so I expect the population to be very high today. And I hope that the queen started laying in the whole second brood box I had the last time I was here. I have a few frames to replace today during the split, but most of what I have are undrawn frames, so hopefully it doesn't give them the instinct to swarm on me after my visit today. Hopefully they don't, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I'm gonna proceed with the inspection, and hopefully I can gather the frames that I need to proceed with the split. Hopefully I will have 4 or 5 frames if possible. I'm gonna need fresh eggs, honey and pollen. I'm gonna need brood, and I'm gonna shake either 1 or 2 frames of nurse bee just to be sure that I have enough population to maintain the split alive. So I'm gonna see how they are doing in the top brood box. I expect them to have spread among the top frames on most of them. The outside frame is still empty. Clean but empty. Next one. A bit of nectar on it, but empty otherwise. Empty and very light in weight. Nothing. So there's still some empty space. I don't think I'm gonna have the super today, so I'm gonna scratch that from my objective today. A bit of nectar at the top, so a bit of nectar on that side. Otherwise it's empty, no egg. A few eggs at the back. Yes, I've got a few eggs in the back. I don't think I see the queen. Since I've marked her last time I was here with a pink dot, I'm not gonna spend too much time checking each frame. I'm gonna wait until she pops out. Alright, so for my first frame, I'm gonna take that one that is full of pollen on one side, and I've got very young larvae on the other side with egg, a few fresh eggs. So those are gonna be the eggs that I'm gonna give to the split, with pollen as a food source. For the second frame, I'm gonna give them a frame that has 2 sides of brood that is already capped. So that's gonna maintain the population in the coming weeks. That's going to be helpful to them. I've got some drone brood on the bottom of the frame that I'm gonna cut with my hive tool. I've got a lot of egg on that frame as well that I'm gonna put in the split. Do I have the queen on this one? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, a lot of eggs, so that's a good frame for them. Into the split it goes. Got eggs in the empty cell on that frame, kept brood around it, so the queen has started laying into the emerging cells. of the older larvae. So the cycle has started properly. She has enough space to lay. I saw a few swarm cells that were not charged yet, but it's kind of alarming to see this many. I'm gonna keep an eye out for any sign of swarming. Yeah. I'm gonna need a frame of honey as well for the split that I expect to find in the bottom brood box. So cap brood as well on that frame. The other side is the same. I'm gonna keep that frame on standby. I may shake it out to get the nurse bee into the split. Undrawn on that side. The other side is full of nectar. Alright, let's see. This should be a frame of honey or syrup that was left in the spring, and they ate a lot of it. So this frame is mostly empty right now. This one is not very heavy, but there is some on it, some honey. At the back it looks the same. Yeah. So this one is mostly full of honey. I'm gonna give it to them, to the split, as a food reserve to last until they start foraging for themselves. A lot of pollen on that frame as well. I'm gonna leave it to them. Bit of honey on the side. The back is a lot of honey. I may put that in the second brood box and shuffle the frames a little bit. Cap brood on the frame. Both sides are about the same. I haven't seen the queen yet. A lot of egg and larvae though. Pollen on the side. Cap brood. Cap brood on the other side. The empty cells are mostly full of eggs, so the queen is laying heavily. That's very nice for the population in the coming weeks. I've got a queen cell, an empty queen cell near the middle of the frame that is empty. Gonna destroy it. Cap brood on the other side with young larvae and eggs. I think I'm gonna give this one as well for the split. So I have given the five frames to the division, to the split. So I'm just gonna need to give them a bit of population, so I am satisfied with how the split is going. A lot of cap brood on that frame. Larvae, eggs. Same on the other side. No queen yet. Wow, that's kind of funny. I haven't seen the queen yet. Did I kill her during my last inspection when I marked her? I don't think so. Did I put her into the split? Not sure. Wow, that's interesting. So I'll try to get a good view of the bottom of the hive, because there are a few mice dead and being how to tell it, dismantled, I guess is the right word, by the bees. So alright, so my guess is the mouse I saw during my last visit in the dead hive tried to get into that one and got stung to death by the bees inside the hive. There are 2 corpses, so 2 mice died into the hive. I only saw one last time, and on the right one, the snout on it doesn't look like a mice. It looks like a, I'm not sure how to call it in English, but yeah, they are starting to put a lot of propolis on them so they don't rot and bring sickness to the hive. So that's always interesting to see. I'm not gonna try to remove them today because I don't want to risk ripping them apart if there's still moisture and if they're rotting, but I might do it in the coming weeks. So I haven't seen the queen. I'm gonna check in the second hive if she is in there, but for now I'm gonna close it up. Either I did a split with the queen in the other hive, or I did it kind of properly and I'm not too stressed about it. So I'm gonna bring back 5 frames that are undrawn that I'm gonna put into the brood chamber, kind of alternating one drawn and one undrawn, so they are drawing them quickly. I'm gonna put the second brood box back on, and I'm gonna take some nurse bee and shake them in the split. I'm gonna take a second frame of nurse bees. It's not a big frame on that one, but there is still some population to be given to the split. I don't know if I've had the queen. They are kind of venting, so maybe she is still in there. I haven't seen her. Either I took her during the split and that's not too much of an issue, they're gonna make a new one, or she is still in there and this split is gonna make the new queen. I don't really mind which is which, unless that she is in the split. They might lack some space and start swarming. I need to keep an eye on that during my next visit. Alright, so the hive is doing very fine. I managed to find the frames I needed to do the split for my other channel. There is still a lot of empty space into that one, so I don't need to add a honey super yet. So during the split, I did not really pay attention if I saw the queen while I did it. I figured I would see the pink dot I put on her during my last inspection. I did not see her, so I may have taken her out and put her inside the split. I'm not too worried about it because either way, one or the other is gonna make a new queen. I just need to pay attention and be sure that I don't have too many swarm cells if they do make a queen, so I don't have a secondary swarm or I don't lose too much population. Hopefully the queen is in that hive and she has a lot of space to lay, and they do not make any swarm cells because of that. And hopefully they start building up the frame that are undrawn that I put today, and maybe I could add the honey super in the coming, maybe in the next 3 weeks if I'm lucky, depending on the amount of population that they are at in the coming weeks.